Yo, what up everybody, it's your boy Mr. Ghana baby once again, and I'm back again with another video from the motherland, my homeland Ghana. God bless our homeland Ghana. This is me and my senior brother heading to one of Ghana's ancient and historical city. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the central region of Ghana, Cape Coast.
The word Cape Coast itself, it is a corrupted Portuguese word from the word Cabo Corso, which means short cape. And that one was corrupted into Cape Coast by the British people. And this building we have here is the youngest and the last castle in this country. We have 3 castles in Ghana and several of the forts along the coast that were built by Europeans. And almost all of them were used for transatlantic slave trade. It's the castle on the rock. The castle sitting on a huge rock. That is why for years this building is very, very strong. This is a brief introduction for you. On the tour, I will tell you more, including how the blacks were captured from their villages, how they were brought in, kept for months.
But if you have not liked this video yet, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Help Maya hit the 100,000 subscribers. I am my Ghanaian, right? How much am I supposed to pay?
You pay
5 students. What about a foreigner? And what about white people?
You don't pay for
No. It's not. I don't have any problem. I just want to know how much do white people pay. That's it.
40 cities.
No, but they are.
But we have everything written.
No, it's okay. But they are the colonizers, so they should pay 100 cities.
Oh, that is your suggestion.
I think so. We have to add that one to it.
Well taken.
Thank you. Colonizers have to pay more.
Well taken.
They are African. Oh, they are African. Every black man is an African. All those people, even the Americans. They came from here.
But some don't believe that.
They are all from Africa.
Sir, what do you say to people who say they don't identify as Africans?
Okay, so where they
Because there's some.
Where there's some, then that is the mentality.
Okay.
Slavery started at Elmina Castle, but it's not true. It was during the 1500s when in the history of the whole world there was this man called Christopher Columbus. He said he discovered the Americas. So the Spanish people moved from Europe to those places and established their plantations where they needed labor to work. So they tried to use the local people called the Native Americans, the Red Indians, to work. But according to the Europeans, they said they were not strong. They were dying from diseases. So there was a Catholic bishop. His name was Bartholomew de las Casas. He suggested to the Spanish to look for alternative sources of labor to replace the Red Indians. What happened was that even before the start of the transatlantic slave trade, our Europeans came to build the castles like this along the coast of West Africa. There was what we call the trans-Saharan trade, which the Arabs took some blacks through the Saharan desert to Europe. Some of those people were taken from Europe, especially Spain and Lisbon, to the Americas, and they tried it, and they proved to be physically strong. So first, Europeans were taking blacks from Europe to the farm to work for them, but with time, the Africans, they got finished because there were not many, so they had to come back to Africa again to take the blacks to the plantations. That was the time Portuguese built Elmina Castle, which is not far from here. The Portuguese came to Elmina in search of gold, because this country was called Gold Coast before. So the gold brought Europeans, not any other thing. The Portuguese were the first. The Portuguese who at Elmina were given a license by the Spanish called the Asianto to legally transport blacks from Elmina to the Americas. So in West Africa, Portuguese started the whole thing. They stayed there for about 150 years, buying and selling Africans. And the Dutch attacked them. That happened in 1637. So Dutch were there for about 50 years before British got here. And when British got here in 1664, and when the British got here, Dutch was Elmina occupied this land. So the British fought the Dutch people in 1664, they defeated them. And that 1664, historically, something happened in the whole world. A state in America, today is called New York. Then New Amsterdam also changed hands from British, from Dutch to British. That was the time British got the land from Dutch. When the British got the land, they developed their castle into what it is today. Remember, they used Africans as laborers in building the structure. They built it in stages. And the way they built it, the dungeons which I walk through now had the capacity to hold 1,300 slaves at one time. Men were here 1,000, separated from 300 men. They stayed 2 weeks in the dungeon, up to 3 months. But depends on the ships. But 1807, the British came out with a law, said they stop this trade. That was led by one William Wilberforce. 1814, Dutch passed a law in Holland. But from then to 1860, slavery in Africa did not stop. It continued for over 14 years. So they called that one illegal. So 1860, the whole thing stopped. This building was used as a colonial and administrative center. The British controlled the building to the time we gained independence. On March 6, 1957, they removed the British out of the castle. So the castle sat now is 353 years old. That is the age of the youngest. Elmina, the first, is 536 years old.
I'm gonna do that. That's it. Go ahead.
Probably before there was no light.
Yeah, probably wasn't no lights here. When I first came, there was no lights here. There was no lights. You see, told you.
This is really wickedness on another level.
There you go.
All right, we are in the dungeon, brothers and sisters. I turn off the lights briefly to tell you that it was no light. And British were keeping Africans safe. So look, from the wall this way to the last wall, it was built for 1,000 people. 1,000 altogether, not only here, to the last end. But look, they divided the dungeons into 5. So this is one head to 200. There were 200 people. And this light was that was why I switched off the light. So you can have a feel of the situation. So posts like this serve only source of light for 200 people. And they stayed in 2 weeks, 3 months, waiting for ships. So some didn't mind. Some didn't mind. Now you can see the bricks I was talking about. This is original. And then there was a nothing like toilet facility. There was no urinal for Africans. So any time they wanted to do the toilet, they would do it. If they want to urinate in a specific place, they were here for 3 months. So these trenches, they were constructed as their urine. Now when they urinate, it will run through into the sea. But it got to a time that some Africans started fighting the British because they were suffering. They wanted to free themselves. Those doing that, the British identified them and brought them from the other side to this place. So they created a door here. So they called this room a strong chamber. So British were afraid of the people they kept. So they were not coming to clean the solid waste. So the waste started piling. It started from one level to the other, to the other. It got to a time that the bricks we are seeing now was covered outright. The waste came up like cake.
I don't even think I'm going to look like this.
Wow.
All sorts of ventilation.
No, none. Oh man, you died in here, man. They close it. Wow. This is serious. No ventilation at all, man.
friends, we have climax and two. We are in a government residence. I don't know what we are. This whole place was the living room. Government living quarters. One person without a wife and children. 500 years ago. Look how it's living room. With 9 windows here. 9 windows. With just one of the windows open here. Look at the breeze. I was thinking all of these ones are open. Just imagine. There's the living room. Let's walk to the bedroom. This is the bedroom. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the governor's bedroom. We were just in the living room. We counted 9 windows. This is a bedroom. How many windows do you see here?
1, 2, 4, 5.
5 windows. Plus 9 in the living room for one person. Today, 21st century, how many windows do you have in your bedroom?
1 or 2.
He was having 5 as of that time. But this Palava Hall.
Palava Hall, where they enjoy themselves.
It was auction block.
Is this your original one?
No, please. All right, brothers and sisters, we are in a hall with the label Palava Hall. And those of you are Ghanaians, they know about Palava. We have Palava sauce in Ghana, but it's not a sauce. This place was a market auctioning block. And it just on top of the museum. This was the museum. And this was the market auctioning block. We talk about how the people were captured already. They walked until they came all over South Africa. Salaga was the gathering point. And then we walked from Salaga through Kumasi. When I arrived in the castle, in the group, all of them were brought here. They come and wait here. So British stay around till they come here to come and buy. So because of bargaining, there was some misunderstanding between the buyer and the supplier. That's how they went to Palava. Then they will branch them before they will take them to the nations. Alright, let's get closer. Now, women were 300 basically, so 150 here, 150 here. And women were far less than men. And per the explanation I gave you, can you imagine or maybe how or why women were enslaved? Because I told you they were taken to go and work for Europeans. That's why the slavery started. They were going to work for them on their farms in the Americas and Caribbean. So we talk of hard labor, weeding on the farms, harvesting sugarcane, working in the mines. It should have been men, strong people. But women were like this were also taken away. And do you know why that was done? Nobody can tell me. 2 years.
They brought them here to satisfy their
Not really. There was something
To reproduce?
to reproduce. That is the answer. Because they needed more people for them to work for them on the farms, and it was expensive for Europeans to travel in Europe to come and take the people from here to the Americas. But it was cheaper, relatively cheaper, for women to go and breed. So when a woman like this got there, they impregnated them and they produced children, and they got more people to work. So when a woman got there, they did production and reproduction. They were treated like men. They go to toilets, they will urinate. You know, at the end of the month, women do something. Here they pass their menstruations at that time in the dungeon naturally. British did not allow them to clean their teeth on their own. They did not bath. There was no sanitary pad for 3 months. But upon all this humiliation, they still raped the women. They still love African women because their wives were not here, so they couldn't stay alone. So anytime they wanted to do that, they come from their rooms upstairs. They come and open this or this. They'll look through. And if you are the beautiful woman, they will select you. If you struggle with them, they punish you. Some got pregnant here. So when you're ready to go with them, pregnant people were not taken away. They freed them from the castle. They built houses for them in Caiquo. They kept them there. They gave them food, clothing, everything. When they give birth, sometimes they free the mother with the child. But after giving birth, they take care of the mother and the baby up to around 10 or more years. They go and take the light skin baby from the mother. They bring the mother here again as a slave.
It's crazy.
And they gave birth to mulattoes, or light-skinned children. And they were proud giving names to them. That is how come along the coast of Ghana today, especially where Europeans settled, we have light-skinned people, and most of the Ghanaians having European last names, such as Van Dyke, Van der Poel, Van Vika, Bartels, Da Costa,
Van Vika.
Susan, Johnson,
Van Vika.
Coomson, Ferguson, Morrison, Blanson, Anderson, McCarthy, Shields, Taylor, Moss, Pamison.
What is the surname?
What's your surname?
What is the surname? What is the surname?
Eunice. Tete.
Oh, I thought you are Kunsi.
Tete.
And I got to know I will change it. I am not one. I'm not one. Those of you who are if I tell you where I am from Dodua, that's my hometown.
That's where I'm from.
So I can never be Kumsi. I can never be Kumsi or Peterson. Okay. Great. So those along the coast, when you go to Accra, you have the Detroits, all those people there, cocaine, they are all from that Danish did that in Lesotho. When you go to Keita, there are some of them there. Come to Abanti, Commander, Takradi, Azim, they are all along the coast. When you come to Cape Coast, about 90% of the people have these names. Cape Coast. Right, let's continue. So this is the door of no return, ladies and gentlemen. And the door was very small and narrow, which was built for one human being at a time. So we were ready to go with them. They forced them through one after the other, and that was the end. But the door was expanded into this during colonial time. So this was the original. Let's have a look.
Hello.
The door was very narrow at that time, so this was a staircase that Europeans used. So they call this a golden staircase. And from here, through the narrow door, they will enter a small boat. The boat will take them to the bigger ships, and that was the end. And let me show you something here. Let me look this way. You can see something like a concrete wall which is broken out.
Yeah.
That wall was built from this part of the castle by the British. They built it that bit, they long into the sea. The wall was built as a boundary to separate British from the local people. So locals who were here, were at the back of that wall. So this whole place was called the White Man's Beach, or Abrofun Poana. But now the wall is broken, so the locals are in charge. You can see they have to show them. And if you go through this door of no return during the time of slavery, as a black person, one, you will lose your identity. You will lose your culture, respect, dignity, and everything. And from here, most of the captives were taken to North America. Some went to England, Liverpool. Others were taken to Bristol, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, including Jamaica. But those taken to Brazil, Brazilians passed through Elmina Castle through the hands of the Portuguese, because Brazil was a Portuguese colony. Some of the Brazilians were taken to Angola, East Africa. But if you talk about Suriname, Haiti, Dutch Guyana, Curaçao, those taken there passed through Elmina Castle through the hands of the Dutchmen. And Brazil received the largest number of slaves. Brazil got 47% of of the entire slave from Africa. And Brazil is the second largest
Black people
population
outside of Africa.
in the whole world, second to Nigeria.
We can return, right?
Now we're
You want to return a slave?
No, I have to return because I have to return. I have to return.
You have to
I want to
return.
go back home.
I hear you, of course.
I just want to go. Why keep those customs? Because a lot of like tourists are actually why this place?
to me, it's almost like a pilgrimage. It's almost like coming back to the beginning to get a full understanding of what our ancestors did, especially living in the United States, growing up in the United States, to see how this all happened, how this slavery started. And I think coming here has been an opportunity for me to see where this all started and how our people, before they even got to the United States, how they endured all of this hardship just to get there, and then get there and be enslaved for over 200 years. So I recommend anybody, especially Black American citizens, they need to come here so they can see where it started, because everybody has a place that they go back. The Jewish people have Jerusalem and they go back. The Islamic people have Mecca and they go there. This should be our place, not just this castle, but all the castles along this coastline, this Atlantic coast place. They need to come back and see so they can understand that our ancestors endured the harshest of the harshest types of enslavement that there can be given to any type of people. And I think once they understand that, once they go through these tunnels and they see what they went through, once they hear even before they got to the United States, the suffering that they endured, maybe it'll give them a sense of wanting to do better for themselves, do better for the people, come out of this mindset of enslavement that many of us are still in now.
My last question is when you go to, I have a lot of African American friends, and most of them are telling me that, hey, I'm not African. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, I mean, can you blame them? We've been the enslaved mentality. We were brainwashed into believing that Africa, right now, I say I'm in Africa, they say, well, did you see such? I said, we don't live next door to each other. They don't even realize that there are 52 countries in Africa. They think when you come to Africa, you're going to see everybody who lives in Africa. We are not educated about Africa in the United States. The education that we receive is that it's a low-life, savage type of place. Don't go there to visit. When I decided to move to Nigeria, and I said, I'm moving to Nigeria, what should I do? The first thing they said was, don't move to Nigeria. They see it as this place where there's no hope. And they still have people who come here all the time to do mission work. I'm like, what? To come here and save the Africans. Save them from what? Save them from what?
Like we can't save ourselves.
Right, so the mission work is still going on. People still feel like, oh, they need to be saved. I'm actually here because I feel like the person who hired me thought that by having my face, an American face in the school, would make people want to come to the school.
Okay.
So they need to come. I mean, so the reason why they don't claim Africa is because the education in the United States doesn't make Africa an appealing place. It doesn't make Africa a place where African Americans see themselves. When we see you all on TV, we don't see glamour. We don't see the stuff that I see. And honestly, I tell my friends at home, y'all can't do what they do because you all do it the best. So I'm glad to be here. I can't wait to come back to bring my children here and my family here.